W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of The Cold North Sea by Jeff Dawson, narrated by Jonathan Keeble. Part 1. Chapter 1. The North Sea, October the 21st, 1904. Joseph Smith watched the deckhands run the line out from the starboard boom. In the last throes of daylight it snaked across the water, till the steam capstan took up the slack, and, with a crack, it whipped taut. The trawler kicked, and the screw shaft whined. Bulging with a ton of herring, the twin nets would place even greater strain upon the rattling boiler. When they'd hauled them in earlier, Joseph feared they'd be dragged under, the stern barely a foot above the waves. Joe, waded shin-deep through the squirming mass of slippery silver and positioned himself well clear. He felt the watchful stare of the boatswain. The sudden flex of a rough hemp rope could shear off fingers, even a limb, he'd been warned. Against a turning boat or swinging outrigger, it could crush a man dead against the gunwale. Glad he had survived this much on his maiden voyage, Joe reached into his oilskin and pulled out his smokes. 14 years old, but he felt like a man. He stroked his chin and fancied there were bristles to rasp. The boatswain rolled his eyes. Beside him, in the crane's wheelhouse, Captain Smith, Joe's father, was squinting through the telescope. He had placed his boy in the boatswain's care. The speed picked up, and the Gamecock fleet went about its business, dragging the depths, harvesting the fathoms. A day out from Hull, the boats were well over the Dogger Bank now, shallow ground but fertile. Darkness fell, and the fog crept about them. The sea relatively calm, just a gentle swell. Though, as every hand had cautioned Joe, it could change in an instant as the Arctic weather funneled down from the north, or the wind swung from a benign wet westerly to the savage dry stab from the east. The boatswain had asked Joe to observe the fleet's admiral. He was up ahead in a converted smack, a sailing boat with a steam engine implanted. The admiral had been sending up rockets to indicate his tack, red for port, green for starboard. He then hung a blue lantern from the foremast, the signal to shoot the trawl. The crane had done the same. One by one a string of azure pearls wound through the mist, 40 beads in total, spread over 3 square miles. In autumn the weather was cold, but tolerable. This was nothing, the old salts would add, veterans of long hauls to the Faroes and Iceland. One, a smiling whitebeard, regaled Joe with tales of deadly squalls and 50-foot waves and chipping the ice off the rigging.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?